super. I agree. Yo, that's wild. Look at this. What is this? What is this? First things first, I want to state that you don't want to become too distracted. But then again, maybe you do. But you want to be distracted with the right things. So, first things first, day one, no weed, no corn, retention, more than just no corn, bro. Retention. I don't know if you know, but some would say that there is great power in look at all this. So many videos of young bucks talking about, oh, when I started retaining, it just starts feeling better. That's what they say. That's what these people say. Let's see what the sad guru has to say about it. Life hack, 2 times speed. Good point. Wise words. Flow. The flow. I would describe flow state as like a state where it's like you don't think about anything else. You forget everything else and you just focus on the task. But that can be hard. Oh, snap.
Feels effortless. In the flow state, the challenges of the task perfectly match the individual skills, creating a balance that leads to optimal performance. This state is not just reserved for athletes or artists. Anyone can achieve flow in various aspects of life, from work to hobbies to everyday tasks. Achieving the flow state requires a few key conditions: clear goals, immediate feedback, and a balance between the challenge at hand and the individual skill level. When these elements are present, the mind can fully engage with the task, minimizing distractions and self-consciousness. This immersive experience enhances creativity, productivity, and overall satisfaction. The benefits of flow extend beyond the activity itself, leading to a deeper sense of fulfillment and well-being. But here's the catch: our modern lifestyle, filled with constant distractions and instant gratification, often makes it hard to enter and maintain this optimal state. This is where semen retention comes into play, offering a unique counter-programming that can significantly enhance your ability to achieve and sustain the flow state. Section 2. The counter-programming. Semen retention acts as a powerful form of counter-programming, realigning your mental and physical energies away from short-term gratification and towards long-term fulfillment. By consciously choosing to conserve and channel your sexual energy, you disrupt the habitual patterns that often lead to distraction and mental fatigue. This practice enhances your mental clarity, focus, and overall vitality,
Makes
creating an ideal
sense.
foundation for entering the flow state. The energy that is typically dissipated through frequent release is instead redirected, fueling your creativity and drive. This counter-programming is particularly effective because it addresses one of the core issues that prevent many from achieving flow: dopamine dependence. In our society, constant exposure to high-stimulation activities like social media, video games, and instant entertainment skews our dopamine levels, making it harder to find.
Dopamine. I know a little bit about dopamine, as I'm a dopamine fiend. Dopamine is released when you do almost anything. but certain things have higher releases. Say, for instance, you like to smoke ganja. That will give you a high release of dopamine. It's when you initially take it. It will elevate you, but then it goes down. And then that's why me personally, a man with a bad relationship with weed, when you take some weed at the beginning of the day, it's gonna make it hard to want to do tasks that are boring because they don't provide high levels of dopamine. So even if you say disagree with something like pornography, if you're in a state of mind where you've loaded yourself up with dopamine already, maybe you, instead of smoking, drank or took some type of something. Maybe you just played video games for the first 6 hours of the day. Maybe you don't even smoke. But you did something that triggered a large release of dopamine. And now, your animalistic mind, because we're animals, your animalistic instinctual mind is now thinking, okay, I just got a crap ton of dopamine. So now, what can I do? How do I get some more dopamine? And it's not going to be like, oh, I want a small piece. It's like, I want the same amount of dopamine as I got before, if not more. So then you start narrowing your options. Because human reproduction is a huge dopamine farm. Because it should be. Because if we're supposed to be wired as animals to reproduce, it wouldn't happen if it didn't feel good. If every time you banged a chick, it felt like nails going into your dong, the human race might not be around. And so, my point is, for me, I start the day off, smoke some weed, boom, power through. Now I'm using willpower because I'm down. I'm like, all right, these things I'm not going to do, but they're high dopamine yielding activities. And so now, even though I said I'm not going to do it, my animalistic brain is like, oh, I want to do it. And I'm fighting it off with willpower. I'm like, no you don't. No you don't, dog. But my brain's like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do, bro. It's really a messed up thing. Because logically, it's so messed up. Because logically, as a follower of Christ, I'm like, hey, I don't even want to be like around any woman who I don't consider my wife. Because I might just act up. I have bodily urges. Especially since I'm pretty strong. But then I'm Mr. Holy over here. Mr. Holy who's not surrounding himself with a real life human out of fear that I'm gonna act up, is now on the interwebs at his weakest point. End of the day, boom, shame, disgrace. But it's just a cycle, bro. It's just a cycle. And that's what I came to realize. And that's what I'm testing out here and now on day 1 of 93 days. Is boom, I'm having these issues. Now, I'm sure there will be times where temptation arises. I'm going to get horny. That happens. But I hypothesize that it will be far easier with me stopping the smoking of the weed. Because now my dopamine levels, given enough time, given time to reset, eventually they will be more regulated and normal. And so I'll be able to form a more consistent worldview and mindset that I can take with me all the time. Because that's the main downside to dependence on drugs. Most drugs. Weed. Alcohol. Is when you take it at the peak point, you're like, man, if I always felt like this, it'd be really good. But then you get kind of tired. Then you get kind of lazy. And that great idea that you had at 9 a.m., now you don't even have the energy at 1 p.m. to act upon it. Or maybe
satisfaction in more challenging yet rewarding tasks. Semen retention helps reset this balance, allowing you to experience deeper pleasure and engagement from meaningful activities. The increased discipline.
It's out of here, man. Get this out of my sight. Yeah. Get this out of my sight.
From this practice, make it easier to focus on your goals and immerse yourself fully in your pursuits. As a result, you not only become more adept at entering the flow state, but also sustain it for longer periods, leading to enhanced performance and greater life satisfaction. Section 3. The Divine Link. Semen retention goes beyond just physical and mental benefits. It also forges a deeper spiritual connection, often referred to as the This link represents a profound alignment between your inner self and the greater cosmos. When you practice semen retention, you tap into a reservoir of spiritual energy that transcends ordinary consciousness. This spiritual energy elevates your sense of purpose and infuses your actions with a higher meaning. As your physical vitality and mental clarity improve, so too does your spiritual awareness, creating a harmonious balance that enhances your overall well-being. This divine link is not merely about achieving personal goals, but about connecting with something greater than yourself. It fosters a sense of oneness with the universe, allowing you to intuitively navigate life's challenges with grace and wisdom. You begin to notice synchronicities and opportunities that align perfectly with your intentions, as if the universe is guiding you towards your true path. Through this practice, your life gains a deeper, more resonant purpose, making each moment more significant and fulfilling. Embracing semen retention opens the door to this divine link, providing a powerful catalyst for personal and spiritual transformation. Imagine you are at the edge of a cliff, staring into the vast expanse below, feeling both exhilarated and terrified. Your heart races with the potential of what lies ahead. That moment, the threshold between fear and possibility, is where true transformation occurs. It's the point where you decide to leap into the unknown, trusting that the journey will be worth it. Semen retention is that leap. It's the bold decision to reclaim your energy, sharpen your focus, and align with your true purpose. It's the choice to transcend the ordinary and step into a life of extraordinary potential. This practice is more than just discipline. It's a gateway to unlocking the hidden reserves of power within you. By embracing semen retention, you tap into a flow state that enhances your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being, creating a harmonious balance that propels you toward greatness. But it doesn't stop there. The divine link forged through this practice connects you to a higher purpose, infusing your actions with meaning and clarity. It transforms mundane tasks into meaningful endeavors, guiding you toward the realization of your deepest goals. The journey is challenging, but the rewards are profound. You don't have to wait for rock bottom to make this change. You can start now, taking control of your life and destiny. The next step is yours. Watch our guide on How the Universe Rewards You on Semen Retention, Part 1, and begin your journey toward true greatness. Remember, the greatness within you is not a distant dream, but a latent reality, waiting to be awakened. The Mask.
So, there are 2 trains of thought. There's the train of thought that I just showed you of semen retention. Boom. Discipline. Occasionally you're going to get these urges, especially if you are seeing certain things. Say you text a girl you're interested. You know, I've done thorough research, and I can tell you that even just words, sexual words, can make you have an intensified urge And some people would say, oh, just act upon that urge. You're horny, dog. You need to release. Well, why would you retain? That doesn't even make sense. You're going to get prostate cancer. That's what some people say. They say the only thing that will come of you retaining is prostate cancer. The rest is just BS. And then there's the camp that I showed you. The people who are like, if you retain, you're going to be highly potent individual, better and better, you know. And you know, truthfully, I always wanted a test. And the farthest I ever got was like 37 days or something like that. And I was feeling good. But I was still smoking. No, maybe I wasn't. Interesting. But here's the thing. If you decided that you wanted to test out for yourself, oh, okay, well, some people say I'm going to get cancer if I do semen retention. And some people say that I'm going to become a super powerful human. If you're like, all right, well, then I'm going to test it. What you're probably going to realize is that it's not easy. That it's like, you're going to have this urge to be like, hey, especially the more athletic and physically well that you are as a man, you're going to have some urges, man. And those urges will only be intensified or lessened by the activities that you partake in. Let's say you're out here watching some Hollywood film with hella kiss scenes. You're watching Teen Wolf. You know, this is popping up your dopamine. And then all of a sudden you're seeing some relationship go down. Now you kind of horny. You know? Maybe you eat certain foods. You eat a very sugary, highly processed food that blasts your dopamine receptors. And now you're like, what's next? If you want to achieve anything, typically before you achieve that thing, you're going to have to do things seemingly unrelated to that thing to actually pull it off. Triggers. You have to identify your triggers, see what makes you have strong urges. Because I can tell you for a fact, devout, fully convinced on Christ and his power. And yet I, even in the most convinced state of mind that you could possibly be, still succumb and fail to powerful urges. So what that means is that I was making the wrong base decisions. I was unable to give up the weed, which God had told me multiple times in many manners in my life. Oh, stop smoking. Gain a better control over your habits. Stop being a damn waking baker. But I didn't. And then I set these goals of, I want to retain. I want to get to 88 days. And then I fail. And then I feel so guilty. I'm like, what? And then I feel held hostage in my own body. I'm like, bruh, I told myself I'm going to do this, and yet I'm not doing it. Do I have any control over my actions? Some would say no. I truly believe that if I had been more obedient and better at listening to the words that God sent my way, that more things would be figured out in my life. Perhaps I'd have a good loyal shawty. Perhaps, I'd be more financially admirable. Perhaps I would have had more success in competitive endeavors that I have partaken upon in martial arts and jujitsu. You know, endless things run through my mind, but the truth is, it was all written. That's a saying. They say, oh, it was all, you know, written. You know, everything happens a certain way for a reason. You know, I have more time now, more failure, deeper levels of failure, so I can tap into those deeper levels. And once I get it right, then it's going to be a lot easier for me to understand the shoes of certain people who are at the state that I'm at right now. Of course, you're probably not at my state because you're probably not really good at martial arts. But similar. So yeah, basically, to achieve anything, you have to look at every area of your life, say what's taking away from my energy, what's taking away from my will. When I tell myself I'm going to do this and then I don't do it, and that's not a thing that everyone experiences, but it is something I experienced. For 18, 19 years old or 20 years old, at one of those ages, there was a time in my life for a year straight I said I was quitting smoking weed. And yet here I am, doing it now at the age of 26 for 3 months. Of course, when I return, I intend to not be a wake and baker. I intend to be more intentional because I do believe that weed can be a powerful tool in theory, and some people could benefit from it in the right settings and use cases. But for me personally, I need to be free. I've dove in those waters. I know exactly what the pool feels like, and there's benefits, but I'm pretty sure I could tap all those benefits or most of those benefits without it. And if I really want to, you know, gain some serious, real insight, then, you know, maybe I can occasionally. But when it becomes an everyday thing and I start acting in ways that I tell myself I don't want to and looking hypocritical, that's when you know it's a problem. That's when I know it's a problem. And, you know, there's only so much ignoring that I can do of God saying, hey, you need to do this. And then I'm like, man, I will soon. But soon can never come. Soon isn't promised. Look at this, man. What is this, bro? Why is this shown at the Olympics? Who are these people? Bunch of drag transgender queens trying to transform your children and confuse them. And some people who are foolish would be like, man, you a hater, bro. This is just a thing they do right here. What is this, bro? You know what I noticed about this picture? Ain't no one obese like this woman. Who is this? This woman is huge. This huge woman, why is she in the middle? She's massive. She's bigger than him. I mean, she's morbidly obese. Oh, they don't want me to see. Access denied. Ain't that crazy? This image has sparked a lot of outrage, and they making it kind of difficult to find. I had to type in that. You know, it's like, What is this? Why did they decide to do this with taxpayer money? They decided to elevate this woman, if that's a woman, probably. I mean, what's going on here, bro? Nothing here is natural. Nothing here is natural. There's a kid confused, probably uncertain about why they're there. This hair color is not natural. Not natural. Not natural. Why is the transgender agenda pushed? Because they want you to seek anything outside of yourself. Oh, I'm a guy, I have a penis, but I want to be a woman. But you're not a woman, so you can't be a woman. So it's like, now you want something that's outside of you. Now you're like, oh, I want to have a surgery. I want to do this. I want to take drugs to feel like a woman. I want to do this and that. It's all outside of you. It's not like, oh, I'm going to meditate and then I'll just magically a pussy will appear. That don't work. At least not in any meditation sessions I've done. And so it's like another thing. Disgraceful, man. This is shown at the Olympics. Mind you, the Olympics is supposed to be the pinnacle of athletic performance. And yet, they were like, you know who we need to put on display at the Olympics, the pinnacle of athletic performance? You know who we should put in the middle of, They're like, why don't we put this fat bitch? Look at her. She ain't doing no type of physical activity. This is the most physical activity. She's tired right now. What's in her hands? She's exhausted. She can't wait to get home. She needs some high dopamine yielding food. That's what she's craving. She wants some high dopamine yield and maybe some D. If she can get it. Might be freaking rubber. Then again, maybe she's got some transgender dude laying it down for her. Sexual sin. Disgraceful. You know, I ain't heard too much about this. I have heard a little bit about it, and I just figured I'd check it out. But it's nasty, man. It's nasty stuff. And you got people in the name of love defending it. Ignorance. They're like, man, you a hater, bro. Let them be human. Let them live. They're like, gay is a natural thing. Look, bro. I'm going to tell you the truth that nobody wants you to know. Being gay is a choice. That's right. And I know what some of y'all are thinking, especially some of y'all gay people. Y'all probably like, man, I've been gay since I was 3. You don't know me, dog. I was born this way. Can't change. Dog. Yeah, you can. First of all, first level of proof.
Do you believe that the Lord tonight has set you free? Yes, sir. Turn around and tell those people, I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
What more need I show you?
I said I like women. Women. I
What more proof do you need that being gay is a choice? That man been delivered. So, it's like this, bro. Pleasure. First of all, lesbians don't exist. Lesbians don't exist. There's not actually any real lesbians out there. They're just lying. They are attracted to men. They just don't want to tell it. And if, a dude with the right levels of masculinity and presence came through and he showed interest, which he probably wouldn't, then you're going to be interested. That's my theory. And men are the one who can be more convinced. Because it's like, men aren't gay. I don't believe men are gay. They're just confused. It's just like, you have an experience. It might be sexually powerful, and then you get to thinking, oh, wow, this feels really good, and I like this man. He's a good man, so I must be gay. That's how, But the reality is, if that man were to get with a woman, although most gay dudes, I would say, are gay because they can't get with a woman. That's what I'm saying. I know. Or they could, maybe, but the woman's annoying. I don't know. They can't find the right woman, so they're like, whatever, man, I'll just do a dude. Because it's like, it still feels good, and the dude and I, we get along, and it's like, boom. But here's the thing. Here's the problem. It's pleasure-based. It's like, oh, I'm gay. I want to feel good. I want to be able to have sex. And I don't want negativity. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to reproduce. We've been provided with this life. And this life is only possible through prior generations of reproduction. If we all decided that we're gay, the whole world would end. Well, the world wouldn't end, but our part of it would. If we all decided, if everyone on the planet decided to enter faggot land, then we would cease to exist. And here lies the issue of being gay. It's like, if you can't prescribe it to everyone, then does it really work? If you can't, if everyone can't pull this off, if everyone were to do it and we would end up going extinct, isn't that kind of like a showing that like it's wrong? Sex is a very pleasurable, powerful thing, and people know that, corporations know that, and they send porn your way, and they send lustful images, and they send lewd content, and they send all these things your way, knowing that it's going to be very hard to resist, because they don't want you to be the type of person who's strong enough to resist temptation, or to, better yet, stay away from temptation at all costs anyways, so that you can find higher knowledge. Because when you find higher knowledge, that's when you start becoming more aware, more in a awake state that helps you to understand what's going on, which is that at the very highest levels of government, at the very highest levels of power and authority in this world are dark forces. Ephesians, we battle not against flesh and blood. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Ephesians 6:12, one of the most potent Bible verses of knowledge and truth. It is saying, look, at the highest levels of this earth, Satan, wicked things rule. And they want it for all of you. They want it despair, bro. They're feeding you poison. They want you to take pills. They want you to die a terrible death in a home where they medicate you and you pay way too much and you run out of money and you die in your poop. That's what they want. That's what's happening to old people that I know. A lot of old people, that's the way it goes these days. And that's how people are like, oh, that's how it is. You get old and you just die in your poop. Maybe there's some truth to that. But I know it ain't always been that way. So these high powers in powerful places, governing forces, are like, they control the Olympics. And they're like, you know what we should show to all the young, impressionable kids who watch the Olympics? We should show them that this is acceptable. That it's acceptable to be super fat, transgender. What is this, a dude right here? What is this? What is this right here? What am I witnessing right here? Why is this chick a part of this? This is what the kids should be around? This woman is going to die a terrible death unless she changes her life around. Look at how obese she is. People who are this obese, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be real. You are a patient. You are going to need pills and little things to keep you afloat. And you're going to live a very painful existence. This dude right here, I guarantee you, this dude right here, loose booty. Poop is just falling out the bum randomly. Who? And look, this is, people, look at his hair. Look at the color. It's not a natural hair color. It's outside of you. Oh, all the girls these days, oh, I want to dye my hair color. I want to get it to look like this. Stick with your natural hair color. Why are you changing your hair color? It's like, people change so much on the outside, but within, they don't do nothing. Because the change on the outside is as simple as just going to the barber and paying $100. To change on the inside, it takes consistent action and dedication and drive. It ain't no amount of money. There's no set cost to change on the inside. It's really a choice, and it's a lot harder than going and having some faggot dye your hair. Sorry. No judgment here, brother. I've watched porn as recently as yesterday, and now here I am. Here I am. You know? And I hypothesized that I won't do it again. I've hypothesized that before. But I'm turning the leaf, bro. And it's like, I'm not better than these people. In some areas. But then again, I am. I mean, if we were to compete in certain aspects, I would decimate these people. So, but then again, if we were competing other aspects, you know, like being obese, you know, she might beat me at that. She definitely beat me at that. But then again, if I wanted to get obese, I could get more obese than her, I bet. And carry it well. Maybe. Always question, man, What are the high authorities pushing out to you? What do they want? Alex Jones. Some people believe, that the world is coming to a dark place and that there's a depopulation agenda. And I tell you, the gayness and transgenderism fit right in with the depopulation agenda. Oh, neuter yourself. Neuter yourself. Neuter yourself and then you can't reproduce. Be gay and then you can't reproduce. That's two great little tools. Other things, put crap in the food. Make the food bad. Make it mess up your reproductive system. Take birth control. Become a hoe. Just hoe around. Hoe around with a bunch of dudes so that you can't form a real connection with your man. You might have a husband out there who's legit, who you could actually have a whole family and experience a really great slice of life. But instead, momentary pleasure, Mandingo over there. Now you scandalous. Complex world, man. But I say at the end of the day, it's all really simple. It's simple decisions are what is required to fix complex problems. On an individual basis, if we all turned away from our sin, if we all put work in to see what's poisoning us, what's controlling our actions, if we all did that, things would start to work out. But the problem is nobody wants to do that because we're all deeply trapped in these addiction cycles, the vast majority of us. And it's really messed up. It's really messed up because we actually live in such a hypocritical society. Even here in America. Because everyone's a drug addict, like I told you. All the food is laced with drugs, sugar, things that they're not telling you about. There's all sorts of chemicals in your food that are making you physically addicted to it and making you more negative of a person and making you have bad energy levels. And yet you can't stop taking it. You can't just eat the steak. You can't just eat the meat. Of course, partially because the government's telling you not to. Because the government's going to tell you the exact opposite of what you should do. Whatever the government tells you to do, you should not do that. At this point. Because the government is against you. Guaranteed. I mean, I wasn't going to watch the Olympics anyways, bro, but damn, like, just disgraceful, bro. Like, what is this, bro? They say pride before the fall. There's great pride before the fall. That's a saying. Could be interpreted in many ways, but pride before the fall, meaning people of a country, say like America, might be like, oh, we're the superpower. We got the strongest military in the world. It doesn't matter what we do. We're fine. We're going to be good. All this turmoil abroad is not going to affect us, bro. I got my 401k and I'm going to be all right. I've been working this soul sucking job and I like to drink and go to the and go to the football games and do all this stuff. We're gonna be good. We're gonna be good over here. It's no. And meanwhile, this is happening, and you ain't watching, but your kid is. Your kid's watching, and your kid's like, wait. Nobody's saying anything against this. These people look. That's a cool color of hair. Oh, I just got to put this chemical in, and it might make my hair a little bit more dry, but it looks just like the anime characters. It's not natural, bro. Look at the hair colors here. Natty hair. What is this? Look at this dude. I mean, this dude's the most normal looking dude of them all, but what's he doing? You know, if we're on brand here, this is probably a woman. That's the worst part of it all.
Do you believe that the Lord tonight has set you free? Yes, sir. Turn around and tell those people, I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup.
Oh man. Alright, well. Get this chick out of here, man. I don't got no time for these female videos, these female none of that. Get it all off. I don't know what a woman is for the next 93 days. I'm on such a high level of resistation that if I even see a woman and she's not in some type of Muslim attire, I'm gone. I don't want to see your hair. I don't want to see your face. I don't want to see your makeup. I don't want to see your choker. I don't want to see any of that. I am on the path for these next 93 days, straight transformation, because levels, I gotta rise. But pride before the fall, man. Gayness before the fall, and foolishness before the fall. And, you know, wow. But, you know, I think that's gonna be it. You know, I need to do some training. I need to, you know, keep moving. I think this is a good stream. I might do another one tonight. Passes the time. And, you know, I guess my final note will be that gayness is a choice. And even if you really think it's not. And if you're gay, like, you need to commit to semen retention and reassess in like 100 days is my advice. But I bet you can't do it.